Hey guys, what's up? Andrew here, back with another episode of the Andrew Stedl podcast. So, what we're doing today is we're mixing it up a little bit. We're going to do a majority roundup of 2020. It's been a crazy year, and we need to discuss all the stuff that happened this year. So basically, I'm going to give you my perspective on a lot of what's been going on this year lately. Give you some of my opinions on certain topics, and I'll preference that first with anything I say in this podcast. Please understand it is my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to comment down below in the comments if you disagree. I will absolutely hear you out. So, let's get right into it, guys. So, we start off the year with the Australian fires, man. Like, talking about what a crazy thing to happen, man. Like it was wild. Like literally the first thing to happen in January of 2020 is Australia is literally on fire. I mean, people are trying to donate to help and man, it was just crazy. Like I remember it so vividly. Man, I think at one point there was even a Twitch, or not a Twitch, some girl on Twitter who was claiming she would send news to people for that, or that was wild that that even happened. But yeah, yeah, man, what a wild way to start 2020. Um, of course, we had an ongoing problem with something still ongoing, which is word I can't say on YouTube, but the pandemic going on. Wow, isn't it crazy to think that America started in this weird place of like we didn't even like it didn't exist to us at a certain point. It wasn't taken seriously until March, but it was still an ongoing thing. Like cases were still going around and all that. But we're getting in the right direction. People wearing more masks, and you know the vaccine's on the way. We got it rolling out now, thankfully. I'm just glad that we're even here, and I'm here, and everybody that I care about, and people are still living and all that, even during this craziness that was COVID 19 and still is COVID 19, still is going on. Despite what some people say, I will say this right now COVID 19 is real. If you think it's not and you don't wear a mask, fuck you. Looking at you right in the camera, fuck you. Wear a mask, protect yourself, protect others, be safe out there, man. Even with this vaccine on the way, doesn't mean you can take that mask right off. Be safe, man. That was Andrew's PSA on COVID-19. One of the unfortunate, this is gonna be a recurring thing that I'm gonna say on this podcast is the death. Death. There's a lot of death, but death of not just people of COVID-19, but we also had celebrities die this year. That some that made huge impacts in the world. Made huge impacts on people. The big one that one of the first ones we definitely had that was a big, big loss was Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and the many more people who unfortunately were on the helicopter who also died. I'm just gonna preference this with I think it was Ari Shafir went on Twitter and went on a really in poor taste video, um, claiming he was happy that he died from the helicopter crash, and man, I never liked that dude to begin with. Ever since what was it? Inappropriate comedy, I guess, where he was doing the Sacha Baron Cohen knockoff, and he just wasn't funny. It was not funny to make fun of Kobe Bryant's death. If he did not like Kobe Bryant, he has the right to that opinion. However, I would like to say you're wrong for doing that. That's not cool. You know, just not cool, man. That's just not cool. But yeah, Kobe Bryant was a fantastic basketball player who had a lot of talent, and unfortunately, the whole situation just sucks, man. It's unfortunate, man. Oh man, if I haven't said it now, fuck 2020 for that for sure. Moving on. We had the impeachment trial of. Okay, we're gonna get political. Just warning you now, so be careful here. The impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump. Let me make this very, very abundantly clear to everybody watching this video. I do not support Donald J. Trump as a president, as a person, at all. I have no problem saying that. He is a piece of shit. I don't think he should have been acquitted of this, but they made their decision on this. I'll say fuck Donald Trump right now, and I'll say fuck Donald Trump back then, since 2016. I have my reasons that we'll get into later why I still say it, but, you know, I do not support this president that we have. And I think I think he needs to go, man. And he will be going on January 20th. Moving on. After me almost crying because of what I was thinking about. Thankfully, one of the more happier things to happen in 2020 is Parasite won Best Picture at the Oscars. Also won a bunch of other fantabulous awards. I have seen Parasite. This will be a little mini review. Parasite is a unique, visually, aesthetically pleasing, using all my fancy words that I can here today. It's a very good looking, but also it's a really messed up movie. I'd rather not spoil it for anybody who wants to watch it. If you want to watch Parasite, it is on Hulu. Watch it with subs, of course. That's how I watched it in the theater. Um, to speak also on it, this does kind of go back to the previous guy that we were talking about. I guess Mr. Donald J. Trump did not like Parasite. Don't care about his opinion on that. But also, I also want to say, congrats to Parasite, man. Congrats, man. It's just a great movie. Like watching that in a theater. Oh, that was the greatest experience ever. I mean, it's just a theatrical experience for that movie. I know we can't get that now because of COVID, but like, oh my God, like, dude, it's insane how good the theatrical experience of that movie is. Ah, yes. Now we're gonna move on to something a little more, you know, um, so this is gonna open up a conversation, I suppose, which is Harvey Weinstein, the verdict of the cases, the ongoing thing, the sexual assault cases. Let me make it very clear. Harvey Weinstein did a lot of good things to help directors and actors in the industry. He did a lot of good things for Kevin Smith in his career. He did a lot of this and that. And people will flock to defend Harvey Weinstein for that. Please do not misconstrue that this is me defending him directly. I'm just stating the facts that he did these things for creators in the Hollywood industry. With all that said, um, he's not a good guy. That's been made very clear. He has not been very, you know, good with women, and I say that very seriously. Like, he's done some bad stuff. I won't say repeat what he did. You can look that up on your own. And, you know, I'm happy that justice was served on the bad actions that he did in his life and that he will serve the consequences for his actions. And I think that's all I have to say on that subject. And we're about to move on to the subject that I have a lot to say, which is Black Lives Matter protests. So, um, first of all, Black Lives Matter. If you disagree, you can just go ahead and click off this video, because you're probably gonna get angry at what I have to say. I'm just gonna leave it at that right there, and rest in peace, George Floyd. Rest in peace, Burnett Taylor. Jacob Blake did not deserve what happened to him either, at all. And as far as George Floyd, I don't think a counterfeit bill deserves putting your knee on a man until he dies, who is begging. He was begging, saying he can't breathe. You tell me that that's okay. You tell me that. I want you to tell me that to my face. This man was a father. This man was a human being begging for him to stop. And his cop friends, his little friends in that video, they didn't do shit. They just watched. They could say whatever the fuck they want. They didn't do shit. He is dead because of your actions. Fuck you. Fuck you. And I won't apologize for that. I won't apologize for saying that. Never. And as for Burnett Taylor, don't come in here with that fucking drug dealing shit. Cause I don't think, even if she was, with what they did, they didn't fucking announce themselves at their door. Don't even with that shit. Don't even start that shit. Cause she didn't deserve to get her life taken either. Nobody does. Nobody fucking does. With this shit. Something's gotta fucking change with this shit, dude. Cause I'm getting tired every day when I see people fucking dying at the hands of the police. I'm fucking done with that shit, man. Something needs to change. Not, oh, no, man. Something's gotta change. Like Lil Baby said, it's bigger than black and white. There's a problem with the way of life. I probably said the line wrong. But if you've listened to the bigger picture by Lil Baby, then you know what I mean. I'm sick and tired of this shit, man. Every fucking day, somebody gets fucking shot by a cop. And I'm fucking sick of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. And you know what? I'm sure there's other people who are tired of this too. And the fact that anybody would try to say that they're fucking wrong is stupid to me. All right, let's move on because I don't want to keep crying. All right, let's move on to something a little more lighthearted. People really thought murder hornets were going to take over their America. Come on, guys. They just came over here in a boat. Come on. So there's a really good video on this by the dude who I'm blanking on his name for his channel, but you know he had like a murder hornet eating at his arm and shit, like biting not biting him. I guess he was stinging him really. And he also made a follow-up video explaining what murder hornets in America and all that. Listen, guys, there was nothing to be scared about. The situation was being taken care of. Any of the hives that existed of these things were being destroyed. I understand when you look up the video of the murder hornets, it's scary, but also other insects were killing this thing, man. Other insects were killing this thing. So there was nothing to be afraid of. Guys, nothing. Let's move on to the next subject I have at hand here on, by the way, I'm looking at notes if you see me looking down at the camera. Another one of the many really sad and, just sad, straight up deaths of 2020 was the loss of Chadwick Boseman. Many of this generation, the Marvel generation, kids who watch Marvel and all that, they see him as Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman was also known for playing Jackie Robinson, James Brown, many other people as well. He had a lot of roles. He also was in Ma Raimi's, I think it's, God, I'm blanking on the rest of the title of the name, but it's on Netflix. Look up Chadwick Boseman on Netflix. You'll find the movie right away. It's pretty good. Man. So, as far as we know, Chadwick Boseman knew as far back as filming of 42 Jackie Robinson that he had cancer. And I have to say, that he was very strong to, pull through all that, all those movies and go to chemotherapy and all that. I can't imagine what that was like. And he loved everybody that loved him. Because when kids saw him on the screen of Black Panther, they knew they could be a hero too. It's just, it's hard to talk about him without getting emotional. Because it's totally different when you watch that stuff now. It doesn't feel like he's gone, but he is. She's looking at me a mess crying about this. I miss him. Yeah. A lot. Okay. Let's talk about something. I guess semi happier. I don't know. I'm just trying to move this forward, man. I'm so awkward right now. Oh man. So yeah, California was also burning this year. California fires. To some, that's not new. That's not news. California on fire. You know, we give up. It's 2020 already, guys. California's on fire. But yeah, no, that's all I got to add on that one. Just in case. Yeah, California on fire. Oh boy, I can't talk anymore. Forgive me, guys. Oh, let's move on. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Wow, she did a lot, didn't she, man? Did a lot for women's rights. A lot for everybody. She was a trailblazer, man. She was awesome. With the current situation we got going on, her passing is it's not good looking good for us, man. Because she was, I guess she was you'd say progressive, and she did a lot of things for a lot of people, man. And I don't know when we're gonna see somebody else like her. I mean, I guess some people would say, I should say, that AOC is kind of trying to advocate for a lot of the things that she was trying to do, but also in AOC is another whole conversation. AOC does a lot for a lot of people and advocates for a lot of things. But yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Let me put respect on her name. Yeah, man, she did a lot of good things, man. Oh boy, I just looked at the notes and I saw the next thing, and I'm about to get emotional again for a separate reason. So a couple months back, Donald Trump claimed on Twitter that he tested positive for COVID-19. And this is difficult for me to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it. I don't, you know, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You want to know why I think so? How does that piece of shit mystically have that shit, and then he's completely fine in 2 days? Whatever. I don't fucking care how long it was for him, but it wasn't realistic. I didn't believe it. I've had family members who died from this shit, and they were fighting for their fucking life. My great grandma and my fucking god damn it, my uncle fucking they fought that shit for weeks. And they didn't make it. So why the fuck does he get to make it? I don't believe he had it. Not for a goddamn second. Not for a goddamn second. Do I believe that shit? This has been emotional for me. I'm so. God damn it. Let's move on, man. I gotta keep moving. Let's move on. Eddie Van Halen. Of Van Halen. Let's go grab Eddie down here. Got Van Halen, 1984. Yeah. Oh yeah, 1984 on vinyl right there. Eddie Van Halen was really, and he was awesome. He did the guitar on Michael Jackson's music. Eddie Van Halen did a lot of cool stuff. He was a great guitarist. He's awesome. He was part of a classic. Great hair metal band, man. If you want to call them hair metal, I guess they were. They had the crazy hair and everything. Wow, this is a lot more emotional than I thought it would be. But yeah, Miss Eddie, man, I hope he's shredding in heaven, dude. If heaven exists, that's another conversation for another day. I'm gonna skip over the one I have on here currently to Alex Trebek. Alex Trebek. Yes, Jeopardy. Did that for years, man. Wow. He was the guy I thought was gonna, fight cancer and make it, man. And it seemed like he was just gonna make it. He fought for a while. He made a book. Wow. It also doesn't feel like he's gone because I see him on the TV sometimes. Damn, man. Damn, dude. I can't believe he's gone too, man. I can't believe it. Wow. Wow. Can't believe that one for sure. Let's awkwardly move on to something better that's going on in 2019. COVID vaccines are rolling out. I'm happy that I hope it works like they claim it does, and it seems that from testing and all that, it's been doing good. I know some people are skeptical, but I would do your research, and I've done my research, and I'm willing to take the vaccine, and I'm just glad that we're finally gonna get there, and it's not gonna be day one once the vaccine's out that we're gonna be able to take the masks off, and I know I said that previously, but I'm gonna say it again. Just because you get that vaccine doesn't mean you can flip that mask off. Flip it off. No, doesn't mean that. Stay safe, wear a mask, sanitize your hands. Oh yeah, let me lead by an example. There you go. All that good stuff. Even though that vaccine's rolling out. Come on, man. Let's go through the roundup of other people that meant something to me that died of 2020 now that we've gotten through all of that stuff. First on the list, as we see here, let me say this correctly, Wilford Brimley. Now, most of you might know him from the diabetes commercial. I'm pretty sure that's not a good impression, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The meme that got made of him, the diabetes, all that. Wilford Brimley is more than just that. He also was in Quaker Oats commercials back in the day, but also more than just that. He was an actor in some great movies like They Live and all that great stuff. He was an all-around great actor, and I'm happy that he got to live long, and he took care of himself. Knowing that makes me want to think that he didn't die sad or anything. I want to think he died. I want to say happy. You never know if he was happy or not, but at least not sad or anything, because he took care of himself. That's what I'd like to think. And let's move on to Let me see if I can say this correctly, and please correct me if I say this incorrectly. Jeremy Bullock, who famously played in the original Star Wars movies as Boba Fett. Ah, man, 2020 just loved to roll this one out, didn't it? This comes after, if you hold on, spoilers for anybody that hasn't finished Mandalorian season 2. You have, let me look at the clock. You got 10 seconds to click off the video. 10 seconds to click off if you have not watched Mandalorian season 2. 10 seconds. 10 seconds is over. Boba Fett. Anyways, so I'd like to think that Jeremy got to see Boba Fett on the screen for season 2 of The Mandalorian. And he's an ongoing character in The Mandalorian. He's continuing to be a part of the Mando story up until Luke came in. He's going to continue. It looks like be a character into season 3 of The Mandalorian, and I would like to think he lived long enough to see his character on the screen again, and that's pretty cool, man. I mean, it's sad to see him go, but at least try and think of it on a positive note. He lived long enough to see that, man. And I'd say that's accomplishment, you know? That's accomplishment for sure. Oh boy, who are we moving on to? Sean Connery. Ah, yes. I have some things to say about this gentleman. Sean Connery's pretty cool, man, It's sad that he's finally gone, man. Sean Connery famously played James Bond back in the day. He played, least famously known for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, you know. And he's a pretty good James Bond. Um Sad to see him go, but I would he had a really long career. I know he retired or like I want to say back in 2012 or whatever, somewhere around there. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I'm sure I'm wrong on that part. But yeah, Sean Connery did a lot of good movies. He had a really long career, long life. I'd like to think that he died with. This is what I like to picture. He died with a cigar in his mouth and whiskey in the other. Always with a whiskey bottle. He just was like, as maybe grim as that might be for some people, that's what I like to think. Moving on. Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas. Now, this is a notable death. Oh boy, that sounds dark. I'm sorry. um, his is the most notable because Kirk Douglas died at 100. Oh boy, let me not put my mic so close to the 103. Dang, dude, could you imagine being 103 years old? I mean, like, what do you do at that age? Like, seriously. But anyways, let me put some respect on Kirk Douglas's name. Kirk Douglas had a long, long film career. Check the IMDb page, man. He's got a long IMDb career. One of his most notable movies is Spartacus, of course. Again, repeating myself, but sad to see him go. But dang, he really did live a long time, didn't he? 103. Wow. How many people can say that? Not many people, man. Not many people. Man. Moving on. Oh boy. This is going to be a little rough one. Congressman and civil rights leader John Lewis. John Lewis, if you don't know, did a lot of things in his life. He stood up for what he believed in, which was the right thing, which was African American rights. He walked with Martin Luther King. He did a lot more than just that. He fought for a lot of things. And you know what? I say this with all sincerity and all seriousness. He fought until the day he died. Straight up there with Black Lives Matter. If you can go check his Instagram, he was out there till the day he died. He cared. He cared. Enough said. Rest in peace, John Lewis. I apologize for not saying rest in peace to all these people, because rest in peace to all of them. By the way, I've been saying that. Sorry about that. Moving on to our next. Oh man, this one kills me. Next death of 2020. I'm gonna call him Little Richard, because Little Richard, man, Little Richard. This one really hurt, man, because Little Richard, man, I love Little Richard. And I constantly would always listen to him when I'm at home. Because he's just relaxing and he's so cool. This one kind of hurt, man, a lot. Because Little Richard was a fantastic musician. Oh, man. But you know what? He lived a long life. And he legit left behind a legacy and a catalog full of classics that just go check it out yourself, man. Go on YouTube. Look up Little Richard. Go on a binge, man. You'll have a fun time, dude. But yeah, rest in peace, Little Richard, man. Man, 2020. Our next, God, wow, it's so grim to go on this. Keep going on this. Our next death is Regis Philbin. Philbin. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. Regis Philbin. Famously hosted Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Yes, that is how you say it. Sorry, I had to look at my notes there. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? He also did a lot of other things. I recently watched Fresh Prince. He was on Fresh Prince. He also did the morning show as well. You know, he did a lot of things. He lived a very long life. And, you know, he also, as well, leaves behind a different legacy, a legacy of, you know, being a great TV host. Just an awesome dude, man. Man, rest in peace to him, dude. Moving on. This is somebody I unfortunately didn't find out till recently, till the CMT Awards, Country Music Awards, who is Charlie Pride. Charlie Pride. Hope I'm saying that correctly. I saw him recently, and I learned a lot from looking him up that, you know, he was an innovator. You know, not an innovator necessarily, but, he just was like, you know, revolutionary and like so cool in the country industry. And it was very interesting to learn about this country artist that I'd never heard of. You know, some of the good songs that my favorite ones were "Kiss an Angel, Good Morning," "Is Anybody Going to San Antonio," "Just Between You and I." And those were some of my favorites for sure that I had heard. And man, he just sang with like so much soul and like, man, it's really sad to see him go, and especially from COVID, man. Like, damn, what a way to go after, like, you know, being honored at the CMT Awards. It just sucks, dude. And I was really getting into him. It really sucks. But here we are. We're gonna keep moving forward. All right, let me see if I can say this one correctly. Dave Prowser, Prose, Dave Prose. I'm saying that wrong probably, but Darth Vader unfortunately passed away this year. No, not Anakin Skywalker for all the assholes in the comments. No, the actor who originally played him in the suit. Man, 2020 just sucked for people like Star Wars, didn't it? It just really sucked, didn't it? Man, rest in peace to him. Dang. Oh, we have our next one of 2020, Kenny Rogers. You probably know Kenny Rogers famously from the song "The Gambler" and his other famous songs. But yeah, most people know him from The Gambler. He actually was featured in Richard Jewell, specifically the song "The Gambler." I think they played other songs in there as well. I'm a little iffy when it comes to Kenny Rogers, even though I own that greatest hits. He's pretty good. He was known as one of the awesome people in the music industry. He had soul, he had everything, man. He was just cool. He was a good artist. You know. But he also leaves behind a legacy of some movies from The Gambler specifically, and a lot of great music that you can listen to. Man, 2020 does not like cool people, do they? Oh Lord. Moving on. This one kind of hurt a little bit. Jerry Stiller. You famously probably know Jerry Stiller as Ben Stiller's dad, or you probably didn't even know that that was his dad, did you? Well, Jerry Stiller was actually famously on King of Queen, the King of Queens. I hope I'm saying this correctly. Let me read this again. The King of Queens. The King of Queens. Yes, the King of Queens. Ah! Sorry about that. The King of Queens. Yes, the King of Queens. He's also was in Seinfeld, Zoolander. God, so much more. Just check out his IMDb, man. Go to his IMDb. You'll have a fun little day with that. But Jerry, I'm losing it because of all the death. Jerry Stiller was a fantastically funny. He's just a good actor, man. He was just funny, but a great actor. And he's one of those guys who has thankfully left a legacy behind. He lived a long, incredible, successful, good career, man. Rest in peace, Jerry Stiller. Moving on. We're getting down the list, folks. Oh, man. Oh, God. Fred Willard. Oh, man. You probably know Fred Willard from Modern Family, but mainly Anchorman and some other. He's in a lot of kids' movies, too. Fred Willard was, like, in a lot of stuff that, you watch as a kid, and then you realize, oh, yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, that guy. Fred Willard was like a naturally just funny actor who was like oh just like a dad type. He's pretty good, man. And it kind of sucked that 2020 just dropped the bomb and said, "All right, it's your time to go." Dang, dude, this just sucks. Oh man, what can you do? Rest in peace, Fred Willard. Oh, this one hurts so much. Bill Withers. I hope I'm saying that correctly because I love this dude's music. You probably know him from Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. I'm not gonna bother trying to sing the rest of the song because my singing sucks. But that's how the song goes. You also know him from hits like Just the Two of Us and many, 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 many more. Oh, man. Why'd you gotta do this to us, 2020? Why'd you gotta get rid? Man, come on. Bill wasn't doing no wrong. Bill was a great artist. Why you gotta do this, man? Ah, man, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, Bill. Moving on. Oh, let me grab it for this one, man. Not specifically this artist, but Pop Smoke on the song. It's my favorite Gotti. It's one of my favorite songs, man, of 2020. Love that song, dude. I love it. Man, Pop Smoke, like, dude, Pop Smoke's like, I love that, man. Like, I love the way he would do that during his songs. I was a late bloomer to Pop Smoke, though. I'm not gonna lie. I became a fan in 2020, and I was like excited. This is still pre-COVID, all that. Because I had purchased tickets to go see him live. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do this. Let's go see Pop Smoke. And bam, he was killed in his LA home. You know what sucks? He was in his 20s, man. He was young. He had a career ahead of him. He was finding success. He is gaining a fan base. He was talented. I saw what other people saw in him. And the fact that somebody killed him in his own home, it's just terrible, man. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke, dude. Man. Next one, dude. King Von. King Von is a Chicago rapper, bass rapper, who was on the way up. He had a song with Polo G called The Code. And my also side note, Polo G is one of my favorites. Love Polo G, dude. Wow. King Von was also very young and also murdered as well. Dude, with him, I didn't learn anything about him until after he died, and I guess the closest I got to was hearing him on Lil Durk songs, or like hearing the code with him with Paul G. That was like the closest I got, and I feel so bad because I listened to the album and it's so good, and the fact that he's not gonna be able to continue his career, it's just sad when I think about it. Sad, man. Rest in peace, King Von. Now, I'm sad to report this next one. This is really one of the ones I'm really sad to report the most. MF Doom. I don't have to say anything else other than this cover of why MF Doom was special. Because if you know that cover, then you know why it's sad, man. That he's gone. MF Doom was classic. MF Doom was talented. MF Doom was great. FM Doom was amazing. And to know that he's been dead for 2 months, it breaks my heart. I can't imagine what his wife went through. I respect that she chose to say it now. Rest in peace to MF Dude, man. Mad Villain is a certified classic. Miss him so much. Wish I could have seen him in concert, dude. Wish I could have seen Kin Von, Pop Smoke, many of those dudes, man. 2020, dude. I'm still alive. But so many people aren't. I think about that a lot sometimes. Like, why am I here at this point? But I also look forward to the next year. So here is to hoping that 2021 is a better year. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the Stedl podcast. Have a good day.